What's up, friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have Scarlet in the top left against Maru, who is somewhat in the bottom right. It's not the exact bottom right, it's more like a 5 o'clock. Nah, more like a 6 o'clock. Like 5:30 o'clock against, what is this? 11:30 o'clock. This isn't really 12 either. 12 would be over here, because this is the 11. 11:30 is where Scarlet is positioned. Opening up with a pool first here. There is an SCV scout coming out of Maru though, and that means that those two links are going to get spotted. Now what isn't going to get spotted is this drone that is sneakily making its way over towards the third base location and will throw down a hatchery immediately. Links return back home, and the question for Maru is, does he dare to move across the map with the Reaper, or is he going to stay at home? And he dares to move across the map. He does dare indeed. He's gonna get 2 Marines before the reactor. This is a very solid response to this type of opener. We often see a blind bunker being thrown down, but Maru does not care about this. He's not gonna get a blind bunker. He says, no, I'm just gonna straight away go in towards your main base, and I wanna see if there's a Roach Warren over there. Does not see a Roach Warren. Ooh. So he did not spot a Roach Warren, as a result will not start a bunker, and then the moment the Reaper leaves, Scarlet throws down the Roach Warren. That's a really tricky and kind of cute play. We see the third CC being built off of a single gas as well, so the factory units are going to be delayed. Starport is going to be a little bit later as well. Look at this. This looks like it might actually have some potential here for Scarlet. Reaper once again is going to try to make its way in towards the main base. Will jump down though. Scarlet gets away with this for now at least. Reaper's going to move towards the far right side as well. I'm loving this opener here for Scarlet. Talking about build orders, this definitely is one. This Hellion and Reaper most likely are going to join up. Reaper went home afraid of any potential link speed. I mean, there's no tech lab yet either. This is going to be a medevac. It's going to be a medevac. Triple Hellion with a medevac, 7 Marines or 8 Marines in that medevac. That's going to be it. That 100% is going to be it. This depot is going to die. There's not, well, actually with Marines and a medevac, maybe you can just fight the Roaches? There's a lot of Roaches though, huh? 6 Roaches and a Ravager. 3 Roaches, 1 shot a Marine. So if you focus fire properly, you need like 2-3 volleys and every single Marine is gone. Maybe lose a Roach and a half or so. Oh, is Maru paying attention to these units? He is. Hellion's going to take a little bit of damage. Bunker gets built on the low ground. Is that viable? Is that viable, actually? I like the SCV pool here. That's good. First SCV is going to get taken out. Depot also is going to fall. SCV dies. Bunker gets cancelled. Good control out of Scarlet so far. We have a Viking on the way. More Marines being produced as well. Target fire by Scarlet. The control here on these units is absolutely fantastic so far. At the same time, it feels like Maru should have lost more, but he isn't quite. Ravager is going to stay alive. Can we micro this Roach back as well? No, we cannot. Now there's a bunch of units in this medevac. The question is actually... Oh, Depot's gonna die? Yeah, Depot's gonna die. Can these units chase these Ravagers? I think they might just be capable. Oh, 1 Marine's gonna get taken out. 2nd Marine almost gets taken out. Here comes a Hellion about to die. No, 1 more Marine goes down. This Overlord dying is actually kind of painful. If that Overlord hadn't died, Scarlet would not be supply blocked right now, and I actually really would like her position. Even with that Overlord dying, I think I kind of like her position. 49 workers against 36. Queen count is pretty low. Creep spread, as always, sucks as well. And this is a very common misconception. When people look at Roach all-ins or Roach... Well, this is Roach pressure against Terran in the early game. People look at the situation and go, oh, Scarlet has a lot of workers. That looks pretty good. But the workers... I mean, it's a lower worker count than usual, don't get me wrong. But it's not that much lower. Because you're only using 7-8 larvae on those initial Roaches, and the rest is just going to be drones. Anyway, good control once again out of Scarlet. Holy crap. She's very tight in the control here. Beautiful. The main thing that you're cutting, is what I was going to be saying, is queens. The initial queens. You start with 2, sometimes 3 queens. And that doesn't allow a lot of space for creep tumors. And that means that there's going to be a timing where there's almost no creep on the map, and there's going to be stim already on these Marines. I don't think this Viking can quite take out the Overlord. Wouldn't mind this Spore actually providing some coverage as well over here. 1 more shot on this bad boy. I think Scarlet could have stutter stepped that a little bit better. But maybe no matter what, the Viking still would have survived. It's hard to say. 63 workers against 51. We have a 4th base in the back. And there's 6 gases already out for our Canadian Zerg player, who's also throwing down 2 evolution chambers and getting 4 more overlords at the exact same time. 2 more barracks about to finish up. Ooh, not a single medevac on the way yet. I think this factory and the starport are going to make a teeny tiny swap soon. Swap. This one will move over to the reactor, and the factory will move over to the tech lab. We'll see tank and medevac production start at around the same time, I guess. Do need to lift it, Maru, in order to start that. Where are you going, buddy? Hello? Really way too far there. It's not brilliant, but it is what it is, I guess. 11 more workers on the way. Okay, this is not going to be a 1-1 roach timing then. Or if it is going to be a 1-1 roach timing, it's going to be a 1-1 roach timing with a lot of drones. Perhaps Scarlett is expecting mech here. The way that she's playing feels like she's preparing for mech almost. High drone count, still those roach upgrades initially. Smells very mechy, in my opinion. Now sees this cyclone as well. Might actually make her believe that this indeed is mech. Does she have any vision of anything? No, she doesn't. Hasn't scouted in a long time. Is not aware of anything currently. Needs to be careful. Needs to be very careful. Needs to know what's going on. All the time. Overlord's going to move back towards the right side, maybe to try and spot something. Still, only mech units are being shown. The Raven is kind of odd for mech, but it's not the weirdest thing. 8 Ravagers on the way. Defensive Ravagers? Aggressive Ravagers? I don't actually know. It could be either. He's actually going to move across the map here of a very high worker count. We have double Baneling Nest being thrown down. One in the main. There's like literally Baneling Nest within like 5 seconds of one another. It's kind of weird. Okay, now we get to see whether Scarlett knew what was kicking off or not. Seems like she still wants to commit to this. She's getting link speed at this point. Maybe just wants to take out these depots. I mean, 8 Ravagers is a big investment to just take out 4 depots now. Getting 2 more Ravagers. We can't attack into this. It's not possible, right? Combat shield's about to finish up as well. 1-1 has finished for Scarlett right now. So if there is a timing, it was 10 seconds ago. And with combat shield finishing, that timing is maybe a little bit gone. Do we have an anti-armor missile as well on this Raven? Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see it? No, we're not. Not yet, at least. A couple of vials. Anti-armor missile. Oh my god, every single unit is orange here. Now you can't go in anymore. That's -3 armor on every single Zerg unit. That hit instantly as well. That's hilarious. Infestation Pit, +2 carapace, +1 melee, as well as Baneling speed on the way right now. We already see a 5th base going down, or already finishing up for Scarlett, and Scarlett is maxed. Scarlett wants to trade, but I don't think Scarlett is going to be capable of doing any of that. So she's gonna attempt it. This is not really a trade, this is throwing units away. She's gonna go back home instead. That's the unfortunate thing about roaches, is that when you max out on them, and your opponent is well set up, you can't really trade like you can with Ling Bane often, where you just go into a position. No, you just lose them. You lose them for free. You're not killing anything, and that's really annoying. There's a Spore in the main base already. There's 2 Queens there as well. That means that these 2 medevacs aren't going to be stopped. Triple medevac drop at the same time, heading towards the more left side of the map. We'll take out a couple of tumors immediately with that first scan, with the first big stim. I guess we'll have to see a big pickup here once again as well. Link's going to connect with these Marines. Marines get another pickup and return back home. Fort base being taken. A little bit forward. Planetary sensor tower. So we see vehicle weapons level 1 as well as 2-2 getting closer and closer to finishing up here for Maru, who, despite his slightly poor early game, seems to be in a fine and playable position. Sure, he's down a lot in money. He's not maxed yet. I'll give all these advantages to Scarlett, no problem. That's really no problem for me. But the main thing here is that Scarlett has an army consisting of 18 Roaches and 11 Ravagers. These are units that trade extremely cost inefficiently. They trade poor. Scarlett needs to get rid of those before Maru gets to an army where Maru can just kind of kill this on Scarlett's side of the map. I think that window in which Scarlett can throw these away for a somewhat noble cause, that window is shrinking. At least that's what it feels like to me. Every second that it goes by, these roaches become more and more worthless. Or less and less valuable. Or they just become utter crap. And there's many ways you can say this. I almost feel like these guys could have turned around. Yeah, I think Maru was planning on turning around using the anti-armor missile there. Did not quite get it up in time. Would have probably been a correct call as well. I would have liked the call for sure. If he would have done it instantly. Ooh, but he's not going to get sniped down. That means that a couple of these Marines will fall. Maru trying to control the pace of the game here with another drop on the far left side. Single spore will not be enough to stop these Medavacs from completely unloading. 10, 11, 12 workers go down. 15 get rebuilt instantly. Greater Spire is about to finish up as well, but there's not a single Corruptor out quite yet. +3 Carapace started at this point as well. I mean, this Medevac is going to eventually fall. When I say eventually, I mean right about now. Chainlings will not get connections. Maru this time is fast enough. 16 workers gone down though in the past minute or so. They have been rebuilt instantly. Scarletts still at a 6k, 2k bank against Maru, who's well at 176 supply. He's now starting to add 4 extra command centers. Whew, it's a lot of tanks as well that are here now. 9 tanks, 6 Ghost, 1 Raven. That is kind of interesting. That indeed is kind of interesting. I wonder what Scarlet's plan is here. Like, she still needs to get rid of a lot of crap. Maybe she wants to break this with a couple of brutes. I mean, it's a possibility without Thors being out. The problem is that the worker count is so high for Scarlett right now that it doesn't feel very realistic to do it. If you have like 50 workers, a Brute Lord push is kind of okay. But if you have 81 workers, like there's just so much supply that goes into these Brute Lords that is useless. You need to have such a small army and drops become impossible to stop. That's one of the many issues of the Brute Lord. It's just a slow unit that destroys your ability to have units that are quick. They can defend drops and run bys. All that good jazz. 4 command centers turn into orbitals. 5 base against, well, soon to be 6, I guess, for Scarlett. Maru builds a command center in position. It's just getting ghost. It's just getting ghost. It's keeping the ghost on the one side with the tanks, and the bio army on the other side. Quite honestly, I kind of dig it. You can always lift this type of bio army. You can trade pretty well. You can clear some creep. And with the ghost defensively in combination with tanks, and you're just going to be invincible. Nothing can touch you at that point. I think it's actually impossible. First 3 Brute Lords are on the way. We see a couple of scans. What do they scan? Well, not much. At least not much valuable. Oh, actually, first 3 Brute Lords are already out. That means that it's going to be 6 Brute Lords that can soon start moving across the map. I wonder what the answer is going to be out of Maru the moment he realizes this. Will he start base trading with his bio army? Is he going to start Thor production? Maybe get some Vikings out? I mean, there's a lot of different answers. I wonder what he believes to be the correct one in this scenario. That is, of course, given Scarlett's actually going to move out with his brutes rather than just defending, which is also still a possibility. So you could just play very passive. Keep brutes at home, a couple of infestors there as well. First 2 Thors are right now being produced. That means that soon to be these Brute Lords will be a lot less useful the moment Thors are out. Brute Lords just lose so much in value. It's actually insane. 5 infestors are here already. Has Burrow finished? How do you see that? Yeah, Burrow has finished. Neural isn't quite done yet. Pathogen is though. So start with 75 energy, but they can Neural anything. Neural is huge against Thors. Fusion Core, 2nd starport, as well as 3 more factories, perhaps for Thor production. Maru is now in the stage of the game where he usually wants to be at, and that is the late game. He's fantastic at this stage of the game, and he really plays for it basically every single game. And it does look like we're kind of heading into that late game direction here. I mean, we're already in the late game, what am I saying? It's just Scarlett might not be super aware of that yet. We don't have massive spore walls, we don't have a lot of spines yet. She has already transitioned into this more, well, actually this less mobile army that is meant to take more cost-efficient fights. Currently she's down only 2k. I'm not quite sure if you can, as a Zerg, actually fight cost efficiently versus a Terran. This is what I'm most worried about for her. Oh my god, she's floating 11k minerals right now, and not due to poor macro. No. This is due to mining a lot and not losing any units. Being maxed. 15k resources in the bank currently at the 16-minute mark for Scarlet. Maru at a solid 2,500 resources. Majority of that being gas. When we look at the army compositions here, I much favor the composition of Maru. Maru doesn't have roaches. It doesn't have an active bioforce, but that is useful. You want to be capable of clearing creep. Every unit in Maru's army has a purpose, but the 10 roaches, the 9 ravagers, what's their purpose? That other units can't do better, that are less supply or similar supply. I don't know if there's such a thing here. I really am not quite sure. There's no Vipers in this army yet. Ooh, some of these biles might connect actually. Wow. I did not think that medevac was going to get taken out like that. But Scarlet with some nice control is actually going to get it. We have another fungal ready. There we go. It's going to hit. Both of these medevacs going to get taken out. Fantastic fighter. That was a really good trade for Scarlet. She lost 150 energy and the cooldown on 5 Ravagers. That's it. That's no money. Look at that. Resource lost. Basically even right now. She still needs to get rid of these roaches though. At this point I wouldn't even mind if she would kill the roaches herself. Just say, hey, I don't want them anymore. Oh, actually, the roaches. No, they're still here. Never mind. I was hoping they disappeared, but they hadn't disappeared quite yet. Yeah, this is just very painful for Scarlet. This army sucks. I don't know how else to say it. Now, I do trust in her army control. I think her army control is fantastic. I'm not so sure if just having really good army control is good enough in this matchup. I think you need something else. I think you need more eco, usually, than your opponent. Right now, Scarlet is working with, well, less eco. If we count the bases, right? Scarlet does not have this forward base. Scarlet also does not have one of the edge bases, or the very corner bases. Scarlet is down 2 bases. And it's not like it's easy for her right now to deny any of Maru's bases. Actually, it's easier for Maru to deny one of Scarlet's bases. This is something we should be keeping in mind as well here. Broodlord count is moving up to 11. I still believe that these 10 roaches are the biggest waste of supply. And if Scarlet is going to fight right now, this fight is going to get significantly worse than it ever should have been. And the only reason for that fight being bad is because there's so much supply in roaches. Not killing these roaches is going to be more expensive than killing these roaches. We have a nuke, we have an anti-armor missile. We still have another anti-armor missile available as well. Upgrades, +3 on the vehicle weapons, +1 on the vehicle plating. We have +3 on the air attack coming in right now for Scarlet. I don't think she has any carapace upgrades though for air. Does not seem to be the case. +1 starting just now. That means that these stores are going to pack a punch and... Ooh, beautiful EMPs here on these investors. Here comes Maru moving in with the Thors. Anti-armor missile is going to hit Thors. So much damage against these Broodlords already, but this is not really a position you can just march up in. At least I don't think you can. You have one Thor being kind of transferred towards the far right side. Now you see a Thor at a single HP. I wouldn't mind if that Thor just gets repaired. Very nice, Maru. This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Another nuke being sent forward. Here come a couple of snipes. Scarlet capable of cancelling at least some of these snipes. We'll still end up losing, I think, one Broodlord that was over there. And this base also is going to get, well, at least denied mining for a little bit. Still have 9 roaches, still have 8 ravagers. These units, no point in having them. Look at them go. They're just dying to tanks right now. A couple of biles are going to connect with one of these Thors, but this is obviously not it. 10 infestors are still on the map. Let's not forget that all of them got EMP'd. That means that all of them are regaining energy slowly but steadily right now, hitting that 50 energy mark. Soon to have at least some fungals. But before that happens, there's still a timing in which Maru can do literally whatever he wants. Scarlet's army is a primitive looking army that is not equipped to deal with this ghost Thor tank type of move out that we see Maru make here. I do like that Scarlet is not rebuilding workers at the moment. They're saying, hey, I want a better army, but these roaches... God, I hate these roaches so much. They're so bad. They're so useless. Fungal? No, not gonna get a fungal yet. EMPs are just mainly going to hit these overseers for now. We have 9 Broodlords with 4 more on the way, so the total will go up to 15. This base might just get taken out. All of the infestors backed into a corner will get hit again by a massive fungal. Archer by massive EMP. 2 more Fungals do remain. No Neurals available though. Oi, 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 oi. Scarlet is getting destroyed here by Maru. Don't forget, it was 10k against 10k, now it's 17k against 14k, so Maru traded cost efficiently and took out 2 mining bases. He's pushing up ramps and trading cost efficiently. He's out mining his opponent and trading cost efficiently. And what is Scarlet doing? Scarlet is waiting for what? For the world to end? Maybe have a chance in the afterlife, but this is not going to be it, that's for sure. 5 more brutes on the way will get the total up to 21. Snipes going down though. Will bring the total down to 14 right now. Ooh, 1 more is going to fall. That one was building, so at least you get some money back for that. Nuke is going to, well, is it gonna land? No way. No, okay. It's going to get taken out. Thors might also get taken out there actually. And the tail end of this fight might be good for Scarlet. Not enough Thors here. There's not enough Thors. There's not enough Ghost either anymore. And this was a fight. Kind of want to see the unit lost step after this. Yeah, this was a cost-efficient fight. There's a lot of Brute Lords in this army. Roaches have fully disappeared right now. Maru still at 80 workers, only 104 army supply. Scarlet at 150. And now it's Maru who's the one in trouble. Look at this. Banelings being constructed as well. Where's the infestors? We have 1 infestor over here. There has to be some infestors with energy. Yeah, there we go. Even if 1 that has a neural available. I think Scarlet might be capable of continuing to push here. 34 links are on the way. All could turn into banelings right now. There's no tanks with this army. Planetary can hold at least for a little bit. Here comes a neural. No. Fungal is not going to connect. A lot of these brutes are being taken out though. We're going to require some fungals on these ghosts and it's not happening quite yet. Links are dying. Banelings getting taken out before they get the connections as well. Scarlet is bleeding a lot of resources, but is going to break this base? Is she? Yep, there we go. It's going to break this base. Thors are going to fall as well. There's a lot in production here for Maru, but he needs to get everything together, and he's scrambling right now to get it together. Brood Lord count has dwindled back down to 13. With this infestor count, it might be viable. It might be possible. Ravagers could take care of these lips. Exactly what's happening here. Here we go. Fungals, 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 fungals. No, neural either. Oh, now we get a neural. Neural on one of these Thors, but immediately we see that bad boy get taken out by a Liberator. Good scan there out of Maru. Scarlet losing a lot. Only has 900 gas remaining in the bank. Lost this fight, that's for sure. Took out a base, but lost the fight. And did not have the gas available to replenish this army. Still mining from, what is it? 2 extractors. Is that it? Okay, these extractors finished. Okay, 6 extractors right now, but she has a crap army. This looks like pain, honestly. This really does look like pain. Maru's just going to continue pushing. Down to 71 workers. Has a bigger army right now. Let's not forget that Maru just managed to... He barely won a fight where he was down 50 army supply. 50! Now we're going to have a fight where he's up 20 army supply. That's a difference of 70 army supply. He was down 50, now he's up 20. That's a huge difference. And I don't think that Scarlet is going to win that fight if she couldn't win before. Ghost kiting back, Hellbats, GG gets called, Maru wins this game. There was a moment in this game where I really started to believe. I really did start to believe. It felt like the infestors were slightly too far back at certain points during these engagements. I feel like they could have been burrowed coming from the sides at certain points. Like here, just have an infestor coming from the right side burrowed, or have an infestor underneath here. It felt like there were opportunities, at least have the infestor split for some fungals on these ghosts. But I mean, if these fungals are not gonna hit and snipes go off, yeah, the Brood Lords are just simply going to die. Single neural on a ghost or on the Tor also would have been fantastic, but yeah, it was too little too late. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much, and bye bye.